Today our topic is the biggest philosophical questions we may never answer. Life is full of mysteries, and some of them are so deep that we might never find the answers. These questions have puzzled humans for thousands of years, and they continue to do so. They touch on the meaning of life, the nature of the universe, and what happens after we die. While we may not find clear answers, thinking about these questions can help us grow and understand ourselves better. Let's explore some of these big questions and see how they can inspire us to live better lives. One of the biggest questions is, what is the meaning of life? This question has been asked by philosophers, scientists, and ordinary people for centuries. Some say the meaning of life is to be happy. Others say it is to help others, and some believe it is to seek knowledge. But the truth is, there is no one answer that fits everyone. The meaning of life might be different for each person. Maybe the meaning of life is not something we find, but something we create. We give our own lives meaning through our actions, our relationships, and our goals. Instead of waiting for someone to tell us what our purpose is, we can decide for ourselves what matters most to us. This idea can be very empowering. It means we have the power to shape our own lives and make them meaningful. Another big question is, what happens after we die? This question has been at the heart of many religions and philosophies. Some believe in an afterlife, where our souls go to another place. Others believe that death is the end, and there is nothing after. We may never know for sure what happens after death, but this question can teach us something important about life. It reminds us that life is short and precious. Because we don't know what comes after, we should make the most of the time we have. We should cherish the people we love, do things that make us happy, and try to leave the world a little better than we found it. Thinking about death can be scary, but it can also inspire us to live more fully. A third big question is, why is there something instead of nothing? This question is about the origin of the universe. Scientists believe the universe began with the Big Bang, but they don't know what caused it or what existed before. Philosophers have wondered why there is a universe at all, instead of just empty space. This question might seem too big to think about, but it can remind us of how amazing it is that we exist at all. The fact that we are here, living and thinking, is a miracle in itself. Even if we don't know why the universe exists, we can be grateful for the chance to experience life and all its wonders. Another question that has puzzled people for a long time is, do we have free will? Free will means the ability to make our own choices and control our own lives. Some people believe that everything we do is determined by our genes, our environment, or even fate. Others believe that we have the power to choose our own path. This question is important because it affects how we see ourselves and our actions. If we believe we have free will, we might feel more responsible for our choices and more motivated to improve ourselves. If we believe everything is determined, we might feel less in control, but also less guilty about our mistakes. While we may never know the truth about free will, we can still try to live as if we have it. We can make choices that align with our values and take responsibility for our actions. A fifth big question is, what is the nature of reality? This question is about what is real and what is not. Some philosophers believe that everything we see and experience is real, while others think that reality might be an illusion, like a dream or a simulation. This idea might sound strange, but it can make us think about how we perceive the world. Our senses and our minds shape how we see reality, and sometimes they can trick us. For example, optical illusions show that our eyes can be fooled. This question reminds us to question our assumptions and be open to different perspectives. It also reminds us that reality is not always what it seems, and there might be more to life than we can see or understand. Another deep question is, what is the nature of good and evil? This question has been explored by religions, philosophies, and even stories and myths. What makes something good or evil? Is it based on rules, like laws or religious teachings? Or is it based on the consequences of our actions? Some people believe that good and evil are absolute, while others think they are relative and depend on the situation. This question is important because it affects how we make moral decisions. It reminds us to think carefully about what is right and wrong, and to consider the impact of our actions on others. Even if we don't have clear answers, we can strive to do what we believe is good, and avoid what we believe is evil. A seventh big question is, what is the self? This question is about who we are as individuals. Are we just our bodies and brains, or is there something more, like a soul or a spirit? Some people believe that the self is an illusion, and there is no permanent me that stays the same over time. This question can make us think about our identity and how we see ourselves. It reminds us that we are always changing and growing. The person we are today is not the same as the person we were 10 years ago, or the person we will be 10 years from now. This idea can be liberating. It means we have the power to change and become better versions of ourselves. An eighth big question is, why is there suffering in the world? This question has been asked by people of all cultures and religions. If there is a God or a higher power, why does it allow suffering? If the universe is random, why do bad things happen to good people? This question can be very hard to answer, but it can also teach us something important. Suffering is a part of life, but it can also make us stronger and more compassionate. It can help us appreciate the good times and connect with others who are going through similar struggles. While we may never understand why suffering exists, we can try to reduce it by being kind and helping others. A ninth big question is, what is the nature of time? This question is about how time works and what it means. Is time something that flows like a river? Or is it something that just exists, like space? Some scientists believe that time might be an illusion, and the past, present, and future all exist at once. This idea can be hard to understand, but it can make us think about how we experience time. We often feel like time is slipping away, but this question reminds us that every moment is precious. We should try to live in the present and make the most of the time we have. A 10th big question is, are we alone in the universe? This question is about whether there is life on other planets. Scientists have discovered many planets that could support life, but we don't know if there are other beings out there. This question can make us think about our place in the universe. It reminds us that the Earth is just a small part of a vast cosmos, and we are all connected in some way. Even if we are alone, this question can inspire us to take care of our planet and each other. These are just some of the biggest philosophical questions we may never answer. They are deep and complex, and they might seem overwhelming. But instead of feeling discouraged, we can use these questions to inspire us. They remind us that life is full of mysteries, and that's what makes it beautiful. We don't need to have all the answers to live a meaningful life. What matters is how we live, how we treat others, and how we make the most of the time we have. These questions can help us think more deeply about ourselves and the world around us. They can motivate us to seek knowledge, to be curious, and to keep asking questions. Even if we never find the answers, the journey of exploring these questions can be rewarding in itself. So let's embrace the mystery of life and keep searching for meaning, even if we never fully understand it.